here we have the areas where we're gonna be blending. Here we have kind of that branching out. So I'm looking, making sure I got my angle right, making sure I got my lighting correct. And once I feel that I have it, tilting my client's head, etc. I'm gonna limit the pressure the first few ones. All right, so I wanna just make sure that my pressure is adequate. Once I feel good, I can blend, add, and then I want to assess. Assessing. Too many of you are not assessing enough. So I can take a look, I can see what I like, what I don't like. I can tell I'm gonna need to do some blending from here all the way up. But so far it looks really good. I like the deposits I placed. I'm gonna go back into it, see which ones need to be reinforced, see which ones need to be added, if so, where. So, I don't know if you saw that. I went to like tap it really light and I didn't go anywhere. But that's good because that's the look I'm going for, right? I can always, when you kind of go in with a light touch and you know what you're looking for and you know what a good deposit looks like, you can just, if you place the wrong one, you can say, you know what, I'm gonna leave it alone and let that pigment kind of settle for the next session. Now, notice how we did the 6, we did the 8, and we used the 10. Hey, if you want to use a 5 for that blending, feel free to use that 5. Like, there's nothing wrong. I sometimes have used all 5 needles in a particular session. It just depends on what I'm doing and how the client's scalp is working with me. I always tell people, you're only as good as the scalp, aka the canvases. So, give it a wipe. Gonna assess my needle before I continue. Needle looks good. And this is something I developed years ago to help myself kind of ensuring consistency with the deposits themselves. And it works really, really well. So what it does is because you come back here with a lighter touch, you kind of like, you will like kind of like restart or re-jump your pressure, the adequate pressure that's needed to give the client the look that they're going for. And notice how my pressure went up, right? Remember guys, where I was, there's hair there. So if I place a larger deposit, notice how I worked around that blemish there? But notice if I give the same pressure, right, that deposit is going to be larger. And why is that going to be an issue? Well, you don't have really those multi-hair look like how we had in the crown, for example. So I want to limit that. And now, it's okay if you have like 1 or 2 and they're strategically placed in an area where it makes sense, but you don't want those everywhere, and you don't want them happening and you're not sure why. Okay, let's give it a wipe again. Those of you back home can take a better look. All right, so all that we just built out with SMP. We need to do some more blending down here, which we're gonna do, but we're gonna leave this particular area, like around their back, almost, for that 8 larger size needle to do the rest of the heavy lifting, if you will. So here we are. Here we are. See like how I'm like going into these lighter areas of the skin tone just to create that kind of same consistency that you're starting to notice as I get further down into the curvature of the scalp. See that back home, right? So that's what we're doing to making sure we have the blending that we need.